Hi, I'm Leela Tarang Krishna, and we are here today to discuss a product that me and my team have developed. It's called Maximiser.ai. And here are some questions that my team asked me to answer before the launch of it on August 9th. First question, what is Maximiser? Well, the simpler definition of it is it's a product that gives rewards every time I spend or every time I use my money, so to say. But it's a lot more nuanced than that. It is a product that will tell me right now what all shops are around me and what all shops gives me what all rewards in real time. It is a product that tells me how I should strategize my expenses, how I should strategize my income to ensure that I actually spend less and earn more. It is a product that tells me how to utilize the various promised rewards from all the cards that there are and how I can achieve the lifestyle that I want by using the cards that I have and by earning the income that I earn. It's nuanced, like I said, but it's very simple as well. We'll get there when we get there. We'll get to the functioning and how it functions in a second. The third question, is it just about credit cards? Wow. No, it's not about credit cards. It's not about just credit cards or people who have credit cards. It's about the mode of payment. It's about how you pay at a particular merchant, at a particular store. So the whole idea stems from the fact that whenever we pay something, there is someone who is giving the rewards for that particular payment. So we mapped out an easy way to ensure that every time a user spends something, they get something back. It's not about credit cards. It's about UPI. So to say, if you are spending through UPI, Maximiser is going to tell you how to spend better through UPI. This Maximiser is going to tell you how to spend better with credit cards or debit cards. It's about all kinds of cards there are in the world and how to maximize the rewards that you can get from them and how to maximize the income that you earn. As simple as that. Question number 4. What's the motivation behind it? There are a lot of stories behind why we developed Maximiser. And certainly there are a lot of stories as to how we developed it, but the motivation is, quite frankly, I'd say a very simple one. It's the desire to maximize the limited amount of money a person earns. How can we, in an economy that seems to not provide a lot of money to a lot of people, how can we, in an economy that seems to be going through a lot of inflation, which seems to not provide a lot of salary hike for a consumer, how can we save as much as we can? And how can we ensure that the money that they receive is enough for the lifestyle that they desire? So I started researching into this particular angle, and I came up with and I came across with a very fascinating statistic, which kind of sealed my motivation towards developing a product that helps consumers. And that statistic is there are around 27 billion cards, be it credit cards, debit cards, forex, etc. There are around 27 billion cards for 8.3 billion people. That blew my mind because the number of cards are 3 times more than the number of people that are on this planet. It's a rare thing in economics and competition law that the suppliers are way too much and the supply is way too much and the number of products available in the market is way too much compared to the number of buyers. It's not guaranteed that all 8 billion people have a debit card or a credit card. There are a lot of people who still don't trust debit cards. So there are a lot of people who still don't have debit cards or credit cards for that matter. So it all got me thinking, what is the purpose of these 27 billion cards? And I realized that these cards that are produced by several banks across the world are produced to cater a particular lifestyle for a user. If you want to go to a nice hotel and spend a couple of free nights without paying anything there, you can do so if you have the right card and if you utilize it properly. The same thing with regards to fuel. If you want to save up on fuel, you can get a card that is affiliated or connected to a fuel supplier, and you can go to the fuel supplier and get the fuel and get rewards and save some amount of money while purchasing fuel. It's the same thing with every other lifestyle desire that a particular person has. You want to purchase movie tickets, you can do so. Movie theaters are producing their own cards. You can get the rewards by just taking the card, picking up the card and utilizing the rewards for as best as you can. It's not just one particular lifestyle. Every probable desire a consumer has a card on the other end that caters to that particular desire. That is the reason why you have this 27 billion cards. And the problem with all these 27 billion cards is that no one knows, no one remembers how to utilize the cards and when exactly to utilize the cards. So you take a card, you forget, and you move on. So we have suppliers who are providing a lot of options for consumers, and there are consumers who are taking it but are forgetting how to utilize to the maximum level possible. And there are consumers who are afraid of taking this and who are leaving up a lot of rewards that they are rightfully entitled to. So we saw this industry and we realized that there is a necessity for a product that informs the consumers, that eases the consumers and helps the consumers into getting the rewards that they are entitled to. That particular necessity, that particular motivation led us to create a product called Maximiser.ai. All right. Question 5. What about apps like Max Rewards, Kudos, Card Pointers? Well, absolutely. There are a lot better app developers, but there are a lot of problems with these apps as well. I have downloaded almost each and every app possible, and I have tried each and every app possible. Number one, the first and major issue with all these is they take a lot of sensitive information. At least from my standards, they take a lot of sensitive information. They collect the card data, they collect the transaction data. So I did not feel comfortable providing such data, transaction data or card data to these app providers. They're great in their own way, but they kind of take a lot in terms of privacy and in terms of private information. And the second problem with these apps is they're not simple. And it's weird to say it out loud, but it's actually true. They're not simple. There's a lot of math involved in it. I should know a lot of my students hate math, and a lot of us too. Not everyone understands finances. Not everyone understands budgets. Not everyone understands the complicated math that is present inside the terms and conditions of cards, insurances, etc. So these apps, as great they require a little bit more effort to understand, to comprehend them. So we realized that we needed an app that is as private as it can be, respecting consumers' privacy and their healthy fear of sharing financial information, and an app that is as simple as possible. So we created Maximiser with the same intent. We are now nowhere ever collecting card data or transaction data from the user ever. All a user has to do is open up the app and just click on it. They don't need to input a lot of details. They don't need to input a lot of transactions, etc. They don't need to do a lot of the stuff that is difficult. It's as simple as possible, as private as possible. That's how we created Maximiser. All right, on to the next question. How does Maximiser work? I've been waiting to explain this question for quite some time now, but I don't know if I can do it without revealing too much information about the product. Let's see. Every card has roughly about 60 to 70 pages of terms and conditions. What you see on the website is usually less than 1/5 of these terms and conditions. So when we realized what we are up against, what we started to do was gather all the cards, terms and conditions, review each and every clause that is present in it, and then train our AI, Maximiser, to understand the terms and conditions that are present in this particular card. Maximiser is going to read the terms and conditions, answers roughly about 200 questions that we ask it, and then create two different reports. Number one is called a master rule book, which consists of all the rules that govern that particular card and how a particular consumer can get the best of it from that particular card. And then the second one is called Maximiser report, which is the simplified version of the master rule book for the sake of the user. And it will have rewards, it will have benefits, it will have the rates, the interest rates, annual fee, etc. And it will have the flags and risks that were identified by the team and Maximiser together. Every time any kind of service is requested by the user, I'll get to that in a second as to what kind of services, Maximiser goes through this particular master rulebook and Maximiser report to provide answers. Now, with regards to what kind of services, well, there are three kinds of services that Maximiser intends to provide. Number one is location perks. As the word itself indicates, it takes the location of the user. It maps out each and every store that surrounds the user within 500 meters, 1 kilometer, 3 kilometers, and 10 kilometers. It maps out each and every merchant, each and every shop there is. It connects those merchants and shops to the master rulebook that is created by Maximiser, and then it generates a report informing the user as to in the particular merchant that is there, in the particular merchant or in the particular merchants that are there, what all cards that they should use. That's number one service. It's as quick as possible. You just tap something called rewards radar and you will get a map of all the rewards that are there around you in all the shops that are there around you. Now, the second kind of service it provides is called Playbook, wherein if you are traveling to a particular location, or if you're planning a particular event, or if you're planning a movie, or if you're planning a party, if you give clarity as to this particular events that you're planning, so to say that if you say Maximiser that you're planning to go to New York or London, and if you give Maximiser the budget, it is going to give you within the budget and with the cards that you have and the master rule books pertaining to the cards that you have, it's going to inform you where to stay, how much to spend, how much to spend on what particular utility that you require during your travel or during your party. So Playbook is all about strategies for a particular event, including movies. If you are planning to go for a movie, it's going to tell you, for this movie, use this particular card. And the third kind of service it provides is called Insights. It's in-depth strategies where Maximiser is going to inform you, for example, how to avoid paying annual fees for cars, or how to save for a car, how to save for a house, or how to save up enough money to purchase laptops, or how to save up enough money to purchase a particular good. So it's going to give you in-depth strategies, and it's going to inform you with the cards that you have, how best can you strategize your expenditure so as to save and buy some other good or some other utility or some other service that you may require. So these are in-depth research analysis that Maximiser thinks and provides consumers. Now, these are the three kinds of services, and that's how, in a gist, how it all works. All right, on to the last question. What do you intend to achieve out of this? That's a very good question. I know, and I think I know who asked it. I want to achieve two things out of this. Number one, every person uses Maximiser to maximize their income, no matter how small or big. Number two, honestly, I don't want phone calls from banks or agents begging me to take credit cards or debit cards. I don't want that. I don't like that. I hate that. So I believe Maximiser is the way where consumers can actually determine whether a particular card suits their lifestyle, and consumers can strategize how to spend their limited amount of money, how to spend their income in the best way possible. That is what I want to achieve out of this. That's the purpose of Maximiser, to unsilence the perks, the rewards, desires, and the dreams of every consumer there is. So thank you for listening to all of this. And yeah, that's the story of Maximiser.